Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Koronus. We are back for some more Rogue Trader. We are in the Furibundus system. We have just finished our first naval battle. Well, not really naval battle, but like a spaceship battle. And we are about to start exploring the Furibundus system. So I guess I can start by going to this altar Templum Calixis. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. A Vox recording is stating the priesthood of the altar Templum Calixis X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and are refusing access to guests on the basis of the Adeptus Mechanicus' privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred rites. And by rights, of course, I meant sites. Oh, so apparently we just cannot go here yet. Okay, so we have a dead world. We're gonna scan it. And we just got some experience. Oh, dead world adds to the worlds of the expanse. Wait, what is this? The Explorator fleet is not aware. Huh? Okay, I don't know what this is, but I guess we're gonna find out later. Druzu's Blessing. Lord Captain, we have the flagship Druzu's Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They are requesting a direct Vox channel, patching you through. Oh. Chartist Captain Austerius Torfast. The Vox channel clicks and, after a brief pause, a dry, low voice hails in. Greetings, Lord Captain. I am honored to speak with the rogue trader of House von Valanches. May your name be known through the ages. Charter Captain Austerius Torfast, bearer of a free charter of the merchant fleet. How can I be of service? What is your squadron doing here? We develop supply routes for chartists. You see, my ship is a representative of the merchant fleet in this part of Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed, charter-defined trade route. So, I think these are the guys that I just saw in my Cyclopedia for the Worlds. I might be wrong. Our mission is to establish business contacts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized goods. Okay. Oh. From where do you source the components you sell? Are you asking me to disclose our suppliers to you? Torfast laughs hairily. Well, frankly, they come from both everywhere and nowhere. We get our wares either from lucky voidsmen who stumble upon an abandoned or dilapidated ship somewhere in a neighboring system, or from unlucky ones whose sorry tub arrives on Footfall in such a state that it's easier to take her apart than to restore her. I would like to know more about the merchant fleet's operations in the Koronus expanse. For the most part, all the expanse has is fleets of different organizations and small flotillas of merchant ships. Uninterrupted communication between worlds is a matter of life and death for many outposts of humanity. So even in this dark corner of the Imperium, there are chartists and ships assigned to the various adeptus. Alas, the expanse has next to no stable trade routes, so the job can be precarious at times. Then again, no one is more intimately familiar with the hardships of local commerce than a rogue trader. Okay, so I want to look at the catalog of components available for purchase. And this is the Imperial Navy. And they seem to have a lot of ship components. Oh man, all the way up to level 14 reputation. Oh, 105 profit factor. Okay, so we have some we can pick up right now. These two and this one. Provides void ships weapons with targeting data granting 90% hit chance and 5% critical hit, so just better. We'll take it. And the Jovian Pattern Class 1 drive. What? Oh, installing components. You have received new equipment for your ship. To install it, open the void ship management screen from the panel on the right. Double click, blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine. So this one is 13 speeds along with low acceleration and braking versus 11 speed along with strong acceleration and braking. Not exactly sure how that's going to affect my maneuverability, but we're going to take it as well. And if we want this... So ours provides 80 points of protection for each sector, but the repulsor shield provides 80 points of protection for each sector. This amount is doubled against enemy kinetic attacks. Okay, so just better. Reputation. Oh. We actually have nothing to trade. They take trophies. I wonder if trophies is something that you only get by fighting other enemy ships. That'd be interesting. Okay, so I guess it's off to Footfall. Our main objective in this system. High Factotum Generis Danrog. Your Lordship, something sinister is unfolding among the survivors from Reichad Minoris. There have already been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them have been blinded using various means. No. I fear there is reason to believe that there were agents of the cult among the people who came on board. I know the anathema would not fully release its hold on those doleful souls just yet. Then let us march and drive it away. Give me a proper report on the refugees. How are they quartered? How are they supervised? The esteemed nobles and their families were given quarters befitting their status. The horrors of the massacre in the streets are still fresh in their minds, so initially they made regular trips to the lower decks to take out their fears and anger on serfs from our own crew. That's not cool. It would have been disrespectful to confine the nobles to their compartments, so we used shackles of a different sort by generously supplying them with amasec and intoxicants. Okay. The venerated praetor Electroid Dar Impulse VI and his retinue took refuge in one of the engineering bays. Or, more accurately, they barricaded themselves in. The wise servants of the Omnissiah are fearful beyond measure that ignorant lay people might damage or offend their miraculous fusion reactor, so they cloistered themselves in their own personal fortress. I need to know more about the killings. 11 bodies have been found thus far. The first victim had their eyes burned out with a gas torch. Ugh. The second had acid splashed in their face. The third was found wandering around on their last legs and with metal pins sticking out of their eye sockets. They died before you could interrogate them. The rest were killed and disfigured in similar ways, through blinding. No trace of the killer's identity was found. Okay, begin the interrogations. It will be done, your lordship. If I may interject, there is no need. The interrogations have already been conducted. I put the enforcer on alert as soon as the first body was discovered. Though I decided not to disturb your lordship until I had the results. I would have preferred it if you had actually told me. Well, now I do. We have already arrested, let's see, 4 perpetrators at the scenes of crimes that had yet to take place. Those are not murders. They are suicides. Explain yourself, Seneschal. The people we apprehended were about to blind themselves and end their own lives. I am confident that all who perished did the same. When questioned, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Reichad Minoris. Even in their sleep, they still see the same horrific picture, so the said wretches would do anything to make this nightmare stop. We can sedate them. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. We shall banish this blight with the strength of our faith. Increase surveillance. If it is not the work of the cult, I could not care less. Let's go for this one. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks, housing the refugees. We shall banish this blight with the strength of our faith. Certainly, Lord Captain. Except, I am afraid, it is not just the refugees. Abelard's voice is grim. 3 out of the 4 people we arrested were members of the crew. They watched Reichad Minoris die, and it left their minds scarred. We all bear the mark of that dark catastrophe, for it was the attention of the ruinous powers that branded our very souls. May the God Emperor have mercy on us. You were warned, your lordship. It is regrettable that you did not listen. Yeah, shut up, Heinrichs. Nobody cares about you. Oh. Wait for the completion of the ship's inspection. Oh, I think that just updated before we actually landed. Okay. Okay, our only choice right now is Void Dock Alpha Row. We are gonna take this retinue. We have no one else anyway. Because Heinrich has decided to leave us. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Ooh, cutscene. We have decided to arrive incognito. We don't want to tell people that we are a rogue trader. At least not most people. Maybe this landing party will know. Or this greeting party, rather. Liege representative, your lordship, yeah, they know. Forgive me for not welcoming you with the appropriate obeisance. We were told that you would prefer to arrive on Footfall incognito, correct? And so we are trying to attract as little attention as possible. I'm here on the behalf of the Liege of Footfall, Lord Vladayam Tokara. The Liege awaits a chance to speak with you at his residence, but if you happen to have other business to attend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. Cassia's lip curls slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Idira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Who's coming, Idira? Judging by the voices, there's a lot of them. Angry. They've got teeth, but they aren't that sharp. Their strength is in their numbers. Pray, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic pronoun? She doesn't get to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers!
Oh god.
How's this for a warm welcome?
Yeah, not very nice.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
The
Okay.
Emperor is with us!
So, thankfully, this isn't counted as an ambush. I'm not sure how it's not, because it does look like an ambush, but... So what we have? We have a lot of enemies here. We have Armored Anvor. These guys all have Air of Authority on them, apparently. Which means more AP, I guess. Oh no, they gain weapon skill and ballistic skill tests? What? Okay. The source is Bloodstained Amelia and Horde of Thugs. At the start of the turn, this creature gains +5 to weapon skill and ballistic skill for each ally in a 3-cell radius around it for 1 round. And they have shotguns. 70 hit points, 23 hit points, this is much lower. Same thing here. So, apparently we have 2 armored guys on each side. We have packs of 3 inconsequential enemies. And then we have Bloodstained Amelia. She has a combat shotgun that deals 18 to 22 damage, that's quite strong. Air of Authority, cut the sinews. When this creature attacks enemies with a melee attack, the target loses 2 movement points on their next turn and it stacks. Avenge Me. If this creature dies, its allies receive 1 additional attack per turn for 2 turns. Okay, this kind of tells us to kill her last. Well, it depends on what she does, right? Okay, so positioning. We have heavy cover here, heavy cover there. I'm not sure if this is counted as a position. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. We have some medium cover. Okay. So let me think here. We have 6 stacks of tactical advantage on our main character here. I suppose I can put Abelard here. And possibly Argenta. When does she play? She actually plays kind of early on. Although if I also have Idira over here, they can melt these enemies in this region, I think. Let me think then. So I'm gonna put... I think maybe... let's spread the damage. Argenta can stay over there, and Idira can stay over here. So she can, like, blast with lightning everybody over here. Cassia can maybe stay a little bit behind her, I would imagine. The same thing for my main character, although I can just go behind full cover. No, I'm gonna go over here, I feel. And then Pascal can stay here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dude, am I blind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, she's hiding, never mind. So, I did read something about the archetype, the Grand Strategist. It said something like, regardless of abilities used, the Grand Strategist always acts first in combat. I'm not sure how this plays with Seize the Initiative. We're gonna find out. Okay, so battle is starting. Guide of Souls, Mastery of Time. Seize the Initiative on Cordant, but she's the one that gained the extra turn. It always feels a little bit weird, doesn't it? But, okay. I'm gonna use my extra turn to make Idira kill off some enemies right here, if we can.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
We can mark someone down as prey. We can even mark multiple ones as prey. What is the... difficulty level is 2. It's not very difficult. I can still mark someone as prey. Yeah, this will straight up kill the enemies here. 5 action points. Nobody knows why, as usual. So let's analyze this guy here.
Was that you? Or...
Mark him as prey to get the benefits right now. And start by killing them. And then I'll decide what I want to do next. Right, so all 3 die, this one gets injured. Yeah. Okay.
On it. Be gone.
Perfect. How much did we get in terms of temporary wounds? We are at 55 over 44. I would like to see... Okay, so we use that. Does it not show? I don't think it showed. I don't know how many temporary wounds she has. Okay, well, whatever. So, I feel like I'm just gonna buff Mr. Abelard here.
But of course.
And pass the turn. Or I could give him Invigorate for temporary wounds, but she would take like 6 or 7. It might be worth it. I think it's worth it. So, take that. Okay, good. And do I want to mark someone as prey? Doesn't really make a difference for me. Because it's only when the bounty hunter kills, not the allies. And it doesn't give anything to the allies either. Okay, so pass.
Stop it!
She took 10 damage from... Really? Why 10? It should be 8. It's always the same thing. More than possible. It should be wisdom or willpower damage. It's 8. Not 10. Okay. So I don't want to move Cassia. Okay, so now my character plays. And I'm thinking about giving Argenta an extra turn here. Or just buffing her. I will go for the extra turn.
Already done.
Okay, how are we looking like this? Not too good, right? But it still deals damage to a bunch of them. I also have my sniper rifle. Which... maybe has some better chances of killing. We'll see. I want to try and play around with my versatility stacks. So, I would like to start probably with a burst attack. Then run and gun, and then a single shot. And that would mean 2, 3... 3 action points. I don't want her to take willpower damage, although she can. Okay, so do this. Concentrated fire. We're gonna shoot people in this region. It actually goes all the way back. Although there's a lot of cover, I don't have a lot of faith in this. But we're still gonna try. So, have fun. That was actually very decent. So, we have 1 stack of versatility, which means we have 5 weapon skill and ballistic skill. Let's make sure if that's working. It is working. Okay, good. We're gonna go for run and gun now.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
And single shot on somebody. Now the question is... I think I'm gonna swap for my sniper rifle. We can just straight up kill this guy. Or try to... well, if she crits, she can kill him. If she doesn't do much. Let's just take somebody out of the equation if possible. By removing this guy from the fight.
I'll do it. Strike is a prayer.
It was a crit. Shame. Versatility, 2 stacks. Still working. Good. Let's get Furious Recital and also check that, because we got 4 momentum. My character now has 10 tactical advantage. If I use Furious Recital,
As the Emperor commands, I act.
goes up to 14 because we got 21 momentum.
It's nothing.
Cool. And I suppose you can stay where you are. And now it's Cassia playing. Now, I'm not sure if Cassia is playing because she won the initiative role or simply because she is my grand strategist. So, let's see what we have. Frontline. The grand strategist marks an area of 4x4 cells on the battlefield, the front line. All allies in the front line gain a plus 11% bonus to armor, and all enemies suffer plus 15% more damage from any source. That is quite good. I'm thinking I want to kill these as quickly as possible. Probably by having Argenta blow them up. I can move a very big distance. Wait, she has 7 stacks of Mastery of Time? The what? How does she have 7 stacks? So, seize the initiative. 1. Seize the initiative. 2. Bring it down. 3. Bring it down. 4. So why 7? I don't get it. Okay. I'm thinking Argenta can probably kill at least one of these before they act. And Idira can do a lot of damage here as well. So what I want to go for... Well, first of all, let's do this. Yeah. So frontline, we're gonna make these guys take more damage. And this costs 0 AP. Backline. The Grand Strategist marks an area of 5x2 cells on the battlefield, the backline. All allies in the backline area gain 11% cover efficiency and dodge, and 20% dodge reduction. Damn, that's good as well. Can I make this horizontal? Whoa. I don't think I can make it horizontal. That sucks. Well, in any case, let's do this then.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And finally, we have the rear. All allies in the rear area deal 11% more range damage, gain 10% over penetration and 10% critical hit chance. Ah, this is very good. They cannot overlap, right? Yeah, they can't overlap. That's a shame. Okay. Well, I'll do it like this. Oh! Oh, it only goes horizontal if the area is blocked. Does not make a lot of sense to me, but okay. I'll place it here.
If I may.
Okay, so what we do now is we're gonna use Reveal the Light on Idira to increase her willpower score. Let me think. Yeah.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
We're gonna go for Air of Authority.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay. We're gonna give her, bring it down. Now, what are you gonna do, Idira? Man, she can target from far away. I can kill those two. I can injure these two. Yeah, this does not kill, I don't think. I will still mark one down as prey.
Will do.
I don't feel like I want to take more willpower damage. I mean, I could, but I don't think I need it.
Anything else?
Do that. Okay, so now 29 damage versus 39 to 59. This can actually just kill straight up. Although, you know, this spreads damage. I'll just try and deal maximum damage here.
On it.
Almost. Okay, pass. Wait, what? I can use this again? Why? This feels like it shouldn't work like this. So I'm just gonna pass. Look at my movement points. Yeah, just pass. Now Idira plays again. Which means I can overload in terms of damage on this guy and have Pain Channeling deal the rest of the damage on this guy. And then Abelard can probably finish him off. That's my expectation at least.
But of course.
So go. Overload.
Anything else?
God damn. How did you take 72 damage? I swear, sometimes I don't understand it. Pain Channeling, 72 damage when I dealt 55 damage. The excess damage will be dealt to the enemy closest to the target. This would mean that I had dealt 55 plus 72 damage on that guy, which is just not possible. Oh well. I'm gonna give her some dodge chance here. Wait, does she have it already? When did I give you this? Don't remember. Okay. Whenever the cycle is... okay. We have an heroic act available, which I think is going to mean fun for Argenta, hopefully. And I'm going to mark... I can't. Okay. Let's just stay where we are. Now, I feel like with Abelard, I don't want to jump into that area. I think I want to go for these guys over here. Let me see how I can actually do this. I can just do this. Okay, so brace for impact.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
I forgot about that. Okay, it's fine. And let's see if we get versatility from a charge. Yes, we do. But I'm guessing this counts as a single attack. I'm gonna swap for my greatsword.
The more the better.
That works very well for me. 2 stacks of versatility, and we're gonna cast Endure.
It will be done.
Now, the lady is gonna play. Do your worst, bitch. What? She just moved? Didn't even bother shooting someone? Okay. Okay, so I have my firearm mastery. And I believe I'm at full momentum, or basically full, so I might as well use this. And whatever kills I get, the momentum can just refill, and then I have my normal attacks. I think that's how it works, at least. So... can you actually target this bitch? No. If you move over here, you can. Okay. So... move there and firearm mastery.
Through me. Be the fire in my heart.
So we should have 4 or 5 free shots. Okay, let's see. So, try and kill this one right now.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen.
17 damage. Well, I might as well just burst right now and see what happens then. Okay, so let's do a concentrated fire. This should also give us versatility. If I burst here. Like this seems fine.
Faith without deeds is worthless. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Very good. And now we can go, yeah, versatility 3. We can have Revel and Slaughter. And the remaining shots are gonna go to... this guy plays after my main character, so I'm not very concerned. Although my hit chance is better. So just do this.
As the
Nice
Emperor
shot.
commands, I act. For you, my
Nice.
Emperor!
One more.
I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer.
Perfect. Can I also use my sniper rifle for this? No, it's only the weapon that we chose at the start of the heroic act. Makes sense, I'm not complaining.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my Emperor!
Good. And we can even reload.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Pascal! What are we doing with you, Pascal? Oh, and by the way, I've been thinking, I think I want to give Pascal a weapon with a high rate of fire. Because the way that he stacks so much damage, multiple shots I think is going to be better than just one shot from something like a plasma rifle or a sniper rifle. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I don't think I care about tactical knowledge here. It wouldn't be bad, but I don't think I need it. Let's exploit her. She has 6 stacks. Mark her as prey, because why not? And if I go for a plasma overcharge, 20% chance to hit, really? That's awful. Well then, I guess my plan is gonna change then. Tactical knowledge after all.
Running binaric override.
More hit chance is always a good thing.
The Omnissiah
yeah, sure.
knows all, comprehends all.
It's not gonna land. It's way too low. Okay. So you can end your turn. Okay, those guys are moving. Let me see here. I have 30 stacks of tactical advantage. I could use this to get myself plus 4 times 30. That's what, 120% more damage? Okay. But I think I prefer to make Argenta better. Or I could also go for Idira. Let's go for Argenta. So, be my servant, and let's see if this works. We're gonna give Voice of Command. Ignore dodge. Ignoring dodge is good because she has a lot of dodge. Okay.
Suits my purposes.
And bring it down. Okay, so the bonus points from being the servant does not apply on the extra turn, but it might apply on the following turn. That's what I'm curious about, honestly. So we're gonna go for a concentrated fire. Just wanna check something here. I have take aim, which means she cannot dodge. Yeah, pretty good. Concentrate.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicated.
Yes, I think this will work nicely.
I'll do it.
Oh, no. Didn't want to do that.
The body.
Another heroic act. Perfect. As David Tennant would say. Do I have line of sight for anyone? Not really. Yeah, no line of sight at all. Okay, so just stay where you are. Yeah. So I can reposition these freely. Do I need line of sight? I do need line of sight, okay. I don't feel like Idira can shoot over there, although I can give her this. Okay. Okay. So, Voice of Command. More Air of Authority, because why not? Bring it down won't do anything, so just... Let's give her an extra turn.
I'll paint your death in colors.
She can't move much, which is unfortunate. What? What the... Ah, but she can... Okay. So, goodbye, my friends.
Was that you? Or what an unfortunate turn of fate.
Done. Okay. Pretty simple fight. A cool fight as well. The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. I guess he was a survivor of this party here. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Every time. I warned them and then they all go, "Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought?" It just spits on the ground in annoyance. Fear not, young man, we took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were, Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often. Unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Okay, well, I guess my only option is go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Yes, very terrible. Okay, so pretty cool. Something else I want to mention about my choices of archetypes. Well,
Should I divine our next step? Not this scryer's
first of
job.
all, why does she have forewarning? Permanent duration. Why? I'm not really understanding why this is happening. Okay, well, let's just carry on. I was talking about the archetypes. So one of the reasons why I think it was actually also a good choice to give Cassia the Grand Strategist instead of my main character, even though these abilities scale a lot more with Fellowship rather than anything else, and Fellowship is mainly what my main character has, although not really by that much. But it is a significant bonus. So 64 Fellowship and 40 Intelligence versus 50 and 30, so it's a 2-point bonus less. But the reason why I actually think it's a good choice to give it to her is because looking at these abilities, they don't seem, at least on first glance, they don't seem to be as interesting or as useful as the ones that Master Tactician has, especially with the synergy with the Officer archetype. And given that she is also a Navigator, I can actually spend my ability points on Navigator stuff, which I really do want, which are top tier, instead of wasting them on these. So I'm actually happy with this choice. Moving on, what do we have? Well, first of all, I have a debuff. Malediction of Rycat Minoris. The ruinous powers remember those who witnessed the death of Rycat Minoris. Woe be to Henny who draws the eye of the arch enemy. No. What did I do? What did we do? There's a lot of loot. Well, these are all better than what Argenta is using. No, never mind, sorry. The one Argenta is using and the one on the left. So yeah, hers is better. I was like, why is this happening? Weighty axe. I don't think we care about this. Oh, wait, there's an axe in the weighty axe. 5 to 7 damage, 7 to 11 damage. I don't think it matters too much. Chainsword and a combat shotgun. So all this goes to the left with the exception of this, possibly the chainsword. And I believe that's all. This is a powerful shotgun. No joke. Okay, that's done. So I think we picked up the loot from... almost everything. Not everything. Okay. These things don't matter.
New challenge for me.
These things don't matter. So now we're basically exploring this region. We have loot over here. A leaflet. We need no rulers or leaders. We are not an organization. We are a force of nature. I'm guessing this is Anver, the gang that attacked us. I also forgot to put these where they should be on the ship. But... Oh, wait. Stop. Can I equip? No. Okay. Dead body. Cargo and an auto pistol. Opticon 22. Speaking in binary. He has a portrait. A very cool portrait, actually. The tall, hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hands is a sickly grey hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. Don't know what that means. Initiating identification procedure. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative, structural part of the Cognizance fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, and donations. Initiating official greeting procedure for esteemed high-value visitors. Glory, success to House von Valancius. A benheric area begins to flow from the scratched vox attached to the tech priest's chest. Requesting information exchange regarding contractual obligation Logisticar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances in a short series of benheric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. Does this mean that Pascal is more important than him? Oh, we can trade. What is Logisticar Theta? Under the contractual obligation in question, 34.761, Terran cycles ago, the Explorator Cognizance fleet received from representatives, authorized units of the von Valancius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalian void tankers. Received it and then didn't pay. Compensate, remunerate, settle accounts. Should I go on, or is that enough synonyms? The stipulated payment reciprocal offering from the Cognizance fleet can be made to von Valancius assets at the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fulfilled, archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment reciprocal offering. We gain mobile extractium or 5,000 explorators. Oh, this is probably reputation. Okay. You waited 30 years to pay up. Execution of payment reciprocal offering is in accordance... Yes, these are synonyms. Is in accordance with the specifications of the contractual obligation. Allocation of assets from the holdings of the Cognizance fleet was initiated when the tankers reached the main squadron. 14.905 Terran cycles after the initial transaction. The asset allocation process concluded 2.663 Terran cycles later. Transportation of assets to the Furibundus system took 16.862 Terran cycles. Signal delivery of assets to Footfall took 0.331 Terran cycles. Clever. If you had been purchasing fuel for a squadron at the other end of the Imperium, you may never have had to pay at all. We would have turned to dust before you made it there and back. So, you are saying that my dynasty has had extensive business dealings with you? This statement is true. The Cognizance fleet concluded 1,292 contractual obligations with the von Valancius dynasty as represented, led, or administered by the counterparty identified as Theodora von Valancius. The most substantial was Pact 8 Yule, in accordance with which Archmagus Cubis Delphim, data husher of the sevenfold hallowed workshop of the sacred world of Euphrates II, was transferred to the planet Kyavagama to perform the duties of Minister as its fabricator sensor. The services of such a highly enlightened, enhanced, authorized servant were recompensed via the offering of, paid for with, a 7-year contract granting the fleet's exploration vessels maintenance privileges at the Kiava Gamma facilities. It's kind of tough to read, but I love this way of speaking. That is true. In the last couple of decades, Lady Theodora took pains to form a strong relationship with the Cognizant's fleet. She turned down a dozen candidates looking for the right tech monitor to watch over Kiava Gamma. Okay, so what payment can I expect? Universal Mobile Orbital Deployment Extratiums. Okay, he's mentioning plural. Astra Arator processing complexes in the quantity stipulated in the contractual obligation. Each unit has undergone a cycle of maintenance liturgy as has been assessed for conformance to the sacred standard template construct. Great creations of the Omnissiah, blessed be his beneficence, which has bestowed upon these complexes industrial might and a full cycle of reproduction and life support. So this says just this. It doesn't say how many. He mentioned multiples. While this one, I believe, gives us reputation. Now, I'm not sure which is better. I don't know how much these cost, or if they are easy to obtain, or even what they... No, actually, I do know what they do. They are used to mine materials from planets that you discover. I don't know what they use for reputation, if it's easy or not. Okay, I'll go for the diplomatic approach. So no payment is needed. Consider the Prometheum my gift and a sign of my hope or collaboration in the future. Yeah, reputation, as expected. The request is accepted. The contractual obligation Logisticar Theta is concluded. The Cognizant's fleet thanks House von Valanches for its cooperation. The status of the unit's requests will be increased. Okay. So, first of all, let's see what they need for reputation. We are at level 6 already. Oh, we already had some. Interesting. And they have a lot of different levels. Holy crap. Okay, and for reputation they need... Okay, they actually take the usual stuff, I feel. We have a lot of it. Interesting. Before, we had certain things that were above 100, like 103%, something like that. But now it's only showing up as 100%. I think one of the patches fixed this, which makes more sense to me as well. So yeah, I'll take 6 medkits, sure. 15 stims. The user immediately gains 4 movement points and 4 action points. For the next turn, their MP and AP are reduced by 2. This seems OP. This seems very overpowered. Okay. Deflection gloves. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon using ballistic skill instead of weapon skill. Interesting. I'll take him as well. Machine right set. Take it. Target designator. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a Deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by 1 and applies 1 exploit until the end of combat. Stacks up to 3 times. Not something that we have much use for, I think. I mean, it depends on what my main character is using. And yeah, the mobile extractiums are required 35 profit factor. I wonder if it was a mistake not taking those, but I'm gonna stick with my decision and see how it plays out. Using reload for any weapon costs -1 AP less. Minimum of 0. It's fun because this means that for Argenta, her reloads will always cost 0. With the bolter at least, which is very interesting. Although, again, 30 profit factor. Yeah, we cannot even purchase anything else at this point. We just don't have the profit factor for it. A deadly repeater. Oh, that's a lot of that. Ooh, that's very good. Dodge reduction 30, additional hit chance 25%. Range of 18. Damn. Oh, wait, and there's more. I can't actually see it because the game doesn't let me. But it says at the bottom, the wielder gains a 30% chance to gain something. Okay. A heavy plasma gun. Okay. Definitely some interesting stuff here, but since we cannot purchase anything, I'm not going to bother increasing my reputation. I seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in, considers expeditious, cooperation with rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the Von Valensis dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance fleet will be glad, alternative unavailable, to accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items. Reminder, storage, study and or disposal of the aforementioned objects with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh. The Explorators fleet will also accept information about planets in the Koronus expanse that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. Ah, so if we say 10 planets, we can turn in a quest. Why do you want information about planets? Omnifaceted study of the Koronus expanse is the sacred mission operational objective of the Cognizance fleet. Information about the planets and star systems of the Koronus expanse will be compiled, studied and transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of Exploration mission. This process increases the totality of knowledge and decreases the totality of ignorance in the universe. I love it. Okay, so we don't have them yet. Why are we interested in xenotech? Isn't that heresy? The Cognizance fleet finds it reasonable to believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the laity causes destruction and violations that go against the Omnissiah's will. Weakness of mind and will unleashes xeno-heresy, which consumes the laity whole. An example that demonstrates the outlined pattern: a void station in the system of Langren's Belt. According to the data available to the Cognizance fleet, the heretics on the station have trade relations with Xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of these heretics is of high priority, but not high enough to demand immediate action. I have some questions. Information assistance will be provided. Another quest. Opticon 22, that's a strange name. The designation Opticon is an identifier with an illustrious history, a significant number of archive references, and is used by many explorators in the Cognizance fleet. The extension 22 is a custom edition made by the current unit, designed to highlight the unit's unique personality. Okay. What is the Cognizance fleet? The Cognizance fleet is an explorator fleet produced by the Adeptus Mechanicus for the purpose of surveying, optionally conquering, the Koronus expanse. The fleet's core squadron is located in, data classified, while auxiliary echelons and autonomous void vessels are operating throughout the entirety of the Koronus expanse. May the Omnissiah's favor be with my tech comrades. Pascal reverently touches the Explorator's insignia on his robe. You are an explorator? Then why are you here instead of exploring faraway systems? This unit functions as a senior planetary scout for the duration of, data classified, procedural cycles. It was distinguished with 3 promotions by 1 grade, the right to a Tier 2 sacred augmentation, and a notation in the fleet-wide archive as a valuable unit. After a reconnaissance mission in the Tynora system, this unit was promoted to the rank of Logis and transferred to Footfall in order to perform the functions appropriate for its current status. There is something close to wistfulness in Opticon 22's otherwise emotionless voice. My archive contains data on the reconnaissance of the Tynora system and the associated special circumstances. I express my respect for a veteran and adherent of the fleet. Valid assessment. The Tynora system was a great test of faith, an assessment of this unit's suitability threshold, an act of destructive genocide. Okay. So what happened there? Pascal and Opticon 22 turn to you and snap in unison. Data classified. What are you doing in Footfall? This unit performs residential representation, maintenance of the bureaucratic machine for the purpose of ratification of the insulating boundaries, management of the Kappa thread supply line, compilation of astrographic reconnaissance data. Abelard out a long and heavy sigh. There was once a tech acolyte in Lady Theodora's retinue who knew the unique language of the esteemed tech priests. I only began to realize the true value of his abilities after he'd been devoured by a xenobeast on some nondescript world. Pascal, do these words have a translation? A hiss of static resembling a sigh comes out of Pascal's vox. Opticon 22's functions can be conveyed through flash speak as functioning as the fleet's diplomatic mission, overseeing shipments, ensuring that the laity does not encroach upon the Explorators' sphere of interest, and collecting data on star systems. Okay. And why are you here and not, say, at the Legis Palace? Prolonged communication with lay people of high social standing causes this unit vexation, desire for forceful cessation of vital... desire for forceful cessation of vital functions, I love it. Grief, decline in motivation, righteous fury, willingness to initiate purity protocol. Oh man, I love this guy. Remaining in an area of repair and maintenance of sacred machines is beneficial to this unit's cognitive functions. Awesome. This statement is true. The behavioral dynamics typical of lay groups are frequently devoid of logical patterns and are taxing to analyze. I have no more questions. Information assistance mode deactivated. I must take my leave. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Man, what a lovely guy. I love that. What did he say? Let me look at it again. Causes vexation, desire for a forceful cessation of vital functions. He wants to kill himself when talking to nobles. I love it. We have some goods over here. Oh, and I have to end the episode as well. Okay, wait. Ooh. Nah, it looks better than it is. I think. Right? Oh, I'm wrong. This is good. Wait, why am I still using this? The hell? Take that, man. You are wearing heavy armor. Yep. You also have this. You have that. Okay. So everybody's good. I will have to look over my inventory when I have some more time. Because I want to clean some of this stuff out. Like, I have way too much of this that I need to send to cargo. And I also want to analyze what other stuff I might have to equip on my characters, basically. But yeah, this will be it for this episode, my friends. I had a lot of fun talking to this guy. Very amusing. We found a new faction to trade with, which is interesting. Oh, and what is this? I know that bird. The local Adeptus Mechanicus uses it to get around. Their boats are easy to tell apart from all the pirates, smugglers and other scum. Okay. Like I was saying, this will be it for this episode. As always, I want to thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Rogue Trader. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I certainly am. There are still some things that I don't understand in how the gameplay works. Features, abilities that don't seem to work as they are supposed to. But honestly, at this point, as long as it does not crash the game and it doesn't create too much of a weird behavior, I'm still having fun with the game. And they are apparently improving it, so let's hope they fix things sooner than later. So yeah, as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more, many more videos coming soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe everyone.